Hello, welcome. Fifth chakra still super exciting. We love the fifth chakra. Today, as we get deeper into it, we just want to start with a couple of announcements. So, announcement numero uno. Those of you planning on continuing on to second year, we want to just give you an FYI. It is a requirement to have your tuition paid in full before starting SSE. So if you want to continue to second year, get on the phone with Candace or I so we can figure out how much you will have left by the end, because I know a lot of you are on payment plans. We want you obviously all to continue on to second year. It's just we obviously need to have first year's tuition paid first. If there's like a huge thing, we've worked it out with students in the past where we can like have most of it paid and continue on payments, but we just have to have a conversation with you. So those of you planning on going on to second year, since we're almost done with class now, it's time to start having those conversations. Announcement number two, we pretty much have everybody who's going to Sedona, but we only have a couple rooms left. We'd love to fill them with you guys rather than 4 rooms left. We'd rather it be our students, but we will obviously bring in other people. So far it's all students going. It's a really beautiful group. If you do want to go again, it's in May, and right now we're sitting in February. So we need to have that conversation soon. Again, we'll work with you on payments. Finally, we do have SSE 3.0 that we're opening doors for from now until March 2nd is when class starts. So if you have friends or family members, we recorded the open house from yesterday. Thank you for those of you who participated. We can send you those links if you want to share the open house with friends and family, and everybody who signs up under you get the $550 commission for. So that's really yummy. Michelle, thank you for signing up your friends. I'm so excited. Big commissions coming your way. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Jasmine messaged me last night, so we're talking right now. Yeah, but don't say anything to her yet. She's still shy about it.
You just made $1,110.
Yeah, 1,110.
That's not even the most important part. That's the bonus.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yay.
And that is it. So I'll get us grounded, and then Candace will lead us through check-ins. Let's hold hands. I need this today. We might sit here for a minute. We're just going to take some big deep breaths in through our nose, out through our mouth. Bringing the energy down, 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 in through our nose, out through our mouth, bringing our energy down, down, down. As we open our heart space, pay attention to your first chakra here. See a disc in both the front and the back, spinning in opposite directions like the gears of the clock. We're going to open and activate our second chakras here. So right around your pelvic bowl, a big orange disc, spinning clockwise in the front, counterclockwise in the back, winding open, connecting down into the root through the ground, grounding in through our second. Moving up in the area of your solar plexus, seeing 2 vibrant discs, one in the front, one in the back, spinning like gears of a clock, opposite directions. This vibrant yellow energy opens, going down through the second, in through the ground. Big deep breaths as we move up to the fourth. 2 big discs, one in the front of your heart space, one in the back between your shoulder blades, spinning in opposite directions like gears of a clock, opening this big green vibrant energy, flowing down through the third, down through the second, down through the first, grounding into the earth. Now up to the throat, 2 big, vibrant, bright blue discs in the front and the back, spinning in opposite directions, opening your throat, breathing all this yummy blue energy in, spinning down through your fourth, down through your third, down through your second, and into the ground, in through the root cords, straight down. Moving up now to your third eye, two beautiful indigo discs, one at the center of your forehead, one at the back of your skull, spinning in opposite directions like gears of a clock, opening, 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 vibrant indigo energy. As you pull it down through your fifth, down through your fourth, down through your third, second, and first. And finally, a big, beautiful disc spinning clockwise on the top of your crown, pointing upwards to the heavens, spinning, 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 open, this violet disc, funneling in through your sixth chakra, down into your fifth, fourth, down through your third, second, and first, as it plugs in to the disc spinning at the bottom, down through the ground, completely aligned here. So we call on God, guardians, and guides to bless us today as we enter this class, opening and expanding our creative energies, our feelings, our needs, communicating our truth. Allow us to see all parts of ourselves that are ready to be revealed and healed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's go into our 2-minute check-ins. I've got the timer on the clock. Again, anything on like current events, what you're personally going through, or about this fifth chakra that you're experiencing. Who'd like to go first?
I will go.
Thank you.
So I was actually a lot more angry before that little whatever you just did. For the first time since we started this, I literally did not want to get on class. I've been so committed, and I've been upset when I even missed that one part of that one. I didn't want to participate today. And I knew it was right where I needed to be. So here I am. But I am all deep in my shit today. And really struggling to be okay with it. I had an in-person session with Nikayla on Friday. And I started this whole thing in May because I wanted to dig deeper. I wanted to bust myself open. I had done work for a couple of years in a different program before this and had a lot of transformation, but I knew that I wanted to dig deeper. And I didn't really know Candace at the time, but I knew Nikayla, and I knew she'd be able to do that, help me with that. And so that's why I'm here. And I know I want this, and I know it's good for me, and it fucking sucks. I'm really upset about it right now. So I know my time's up. So there we go.
Thank you for bringing all of you. We appreciate it. Love you, honey. All righty, who is next?
I'll go next. This morning, before I had came to my best friend's house to make breakfast for her and her family, I ended up, well, actually, it was today and like a couple days ago. Me and my boyfriend were in the car. Sorry if you hear background noises, it's the kids. A couple days ago, my boyfriend just like played a song that had reminded me. Maya, can you quiet, please? My boyfriend had played a song that just reminded me of like my ex, and like it was a trigger for me. So I had literally just like talked myself down out of a flashback. So it took a lot. It took a lot out of me, and I let the song play. And then once the song finished, I was like, "You did a good job. Now breathe." And I just felt like I had so much power over myself because I didn't snap on him. I didn't say anything like rude to him. I just calmly just let it go. And then this morning, before I had came to my best friend's house, my neighbors across the street, one of the guys were just yelling, and then you can just hear a female screaming. And it just gave me a flashback of when I was pregnant and I got choked out, and how loud I was screaming and how loud he was screaming at me. And I was just like, I need to get out this house. I need to finally just move in. I said it to my mom, and she was like, I understand. And I was like, I don't feel like you understand the trauma that I go through every day that I'm in this house. I feel good now. I'm done.
Thank you so much for sharing, Bria. And I'm really proud of you of getting through that energy, because that definitely sounds like a very traumatic time in your life, and you moved through it very easily. I'm very proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Sure, I'll go.
We got Adam and then Astra.
Hey guys, I'm pretty good today. I had a great session with Nikayla earlier this morning. Talked about some great career stuff, and had to cancel 2 clients this afternoon because it's snowing again. But yeah, it's just looking back on everything. I'm allowing myself to kind of take it easy today and rest, and took a long bath, and not going crazy, running around, trying to do so much like I normally do. I'm trying to remember what it was like before this awakening and stuff. Like, what did I do all day long? And now it's like constant, hamster on the wheel. And I was getting hard on myself a little, just like career-wise and stuff. But I have an appointment on Friday with Shadi and then with Isaac too. So I'm like, you know what? I got 3 sessions this week and class, so all for the self-healing. So for that, I'm happy.
Sorry, isn't it funny when we think about like what we used to do? It's like, whoa, why did we do any of that? But we have a whole new level of challenges and issues here. So in the awakening, at least we're more conscious, and I'm so glad you're taking care of yourself. Awesome. Thanks, Adam. Alrighty, Astra.
Okay, so I'm feeling really good. I feel like with chakra, I'd been waiting for and waiting for, and I feel like I'm really embracing it, and really uncovering like a lot of what I've been afraid of. I have 2 conversations today with 2 different people where I'm going to speak some truth, and I'm excited and looking forward to that. I feel like I'm like more here. There's more of me here, and I'm like continually finding out who I am and being cool with that. So I'm feeling good.
Thank you, lovely. And she's here at my house right now. I can feel her energy. She's super good. Thank you, hun. Charmaine.
Sorry about that. So I'm going to say that I too was probably pissed off and not wanting to come to class today. And I'll say that probably because of last night. Confession. I realize I hate your stupid timer. Just going to be honest. Definitely a trigger. Definitely shut down moment. I had a lot to say, and I was trying to practice brevity and be conscientious about what I was saying and how I was saying it, because what I had to say was meaningful. And I was already stumbling over my words. And then when the timer came up, I was like instantly, boom, done. And I am pretty confident, but that dumb ass timer pissed me off. And so then after that, I was like, and I know it had nothing to do with you guys, obviously, but I was pissed. So anyway, there you go.
Thank you, hon. I'm so
Are
excited.
you happy because you triggered me? Or are you happy because I actually let out my emotions?
Yes, all of the above. And the cool thing is because you're opening up your fifth chakra, you have a lot more to say, right? All of you. It's been holding for a long time in there. And all the emotions, we're going to be talking about that today, are all coming out, and you want to be heard. And we are going to hear you today. And we're so excited.
And the fact that that whole thing about my 2-year-old self, came up last week, and then it just, I think, being stifled for 40 years is just like, I just didn't realize that that timer is going to trigger all this, not just last night, but just for years.
Awesome.
So, okay.
Thank
you.
you. Excellent. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. I know I'm not coming to class on Tuesdays, and I'm like, I see why now. No, I'm just kidding. So sorry, you guys. Guess it's like Truth Day. I'm like, I only want to see you guys like once. I see you guys too much. But anyways, yesterday was my birthday. I'm pretty. It was different. It was it was a different birthday. It was good though. It was fun. Let's see, today, and I'm a little bit sleepy today. So I did cancel I normally have an appointment at 1 o'clock, legit. No, 2 o'clock actually, right after this. And so it's just too much to shift energetically and get on a call with a client right afterwards. So, I wasn't like kicking and screaming coming today. I was like, cool, today's class. I don't have a client today. So I'm going to show up today, and I'm here for it. Fifth chakra. I feel so much better after Friday. Like, I feel like I just need to do that. Like, I just need to just say all that, and just cry, and just, all that need to happen. So afterwards, a lot of things were released. So I feel like that was really helpful. So thanks for holding space, all you guys that hold space for me on Friday. So love you guys. Love y'all.
Happy birthday, darling. Thank you for being here today. It's so good to see you. And you are right on point. And now we get to talk about feelings and emotions today too. Yay. All righty, who's next? Anna.
Hi, I'm glad I was able to make it. I actually just got back snowboarding. So I'm feeling good. I love snowboarding. I definitely feel like I'm going through a whole transformation. Like last week, I was very emotional and I was able to let it all out, and which is something I don't ever do. So it felt good. And I had a good one-on-one session with Nikayla, and she just helped me realize that I need to really just focus on myself. I was able to speak with my boyfriend, and we just realized a lot about each other. And he knows I'm going through, this whole transformation, and I'm going through this healing process. And he knows that I've been taking these classes, so I was able to set some boundaries and let him know that I am gonna be going through some stuff, and this transformation. I'll be emotional and just not take things personally, and just let me be. So yeah, we're gonna try to work things out, and he's gonna try to be more supportive. And I just need to keep reminding myself to just focus on myself. And yeah, I've been feeling good. So
Yay, Anna. I'm so glad, especially with what we've talked about. I'm so happy you're feeling so much better. Yay. Thank you, hun. All righty, who's next? I think Courtney is unavailable. So Tway and Debbie.
I'm currently feeling fine at the moment, not happy and not sad. I'm just really glad that we are going through fifth chakra right now because I really need it. And it's my whole life I've been struggling talking in a group setting. I always felt like my opinion is not matter, and whenever I have a good idea, I always feel too shy to share it. And someone ended up saying that same idea, and I was just like, dang, I should have said it, but I never did. And so I'm really glad that we're going through it right now.
Thank you, hun, for being here. Yeah, fifth chakra is a mofo. And we're all going to do it together because we definitely, you all matter. You matter too, Tway. Thank you. Debbie, I don't know if you're available to talk, but you are our last one.
Hi, I can say hi to everybody. I'm glad that I'm here. I'm glad to see you all. I just kind of flew in, so I'm not settled. I don't really have anything to say besides that. And that, so the only thing I'll share with you is this morning I had this thought about there are people who are mood enhancers. And some people have pets that are mood enhancers. But anyway, I'm just looking for more elevators. And that's all. And you guys are some of them. So thank you.
Thank you, Debbie, for being here. Oh, Courtney typed hers out real quick. She said, I set up a boundary with my own ex and BF. I'm thinking, Justin pushed me to speak my truth. So I'm starting to speak up more. So I'm feeling good, just trying to find my voice. Beautiful. Thank you, Courtney.
Yay. Okay, well, let's get this party started. I was really hoping today was going to be a gentle day, but as I was connecting, it's going to be so beautifully amazing. But what I need for you here today is trust. Okay, so everybody, I want you to bring yourself into a place of trust right now. Okay, remember, this is our soul family. This is our tribe, and we might irritate or trigger one another, but there's still so much love and acceptance here. And I really want you to feel that, okay? Now that we're in the fifth chakra, Candace and I switched up the teaching style a little bit. It's a lot more conversation based. But in order to have conversation, we have to be able to be present and listen to feelings. Okay, so I'm going to talk about listening to feelings in a couple different perspectives. Number one, in a group setting. Okay, how many of you have ever been with that friend or been out in public with that man or woman who just like flies off the handle and says all the things and just like it's like just a big explosion of everything they're feeling? How many of you have been there? Just like witnessed it? Probably all of us. Now, have you ever felt, and I'm sure you have, but you feel this feeling by them, right? It's like, oh, like settle down, honey, like calm it down. And it's like kind of judgy and kind of like reel it in, right? That's a way to listen to feelings in yourself, because whatever they're expressing or doing, there's a part of you that really needs to express whatever it is that you just witnessed. And your irksomeness is actually kind of jealousy, like, why does she get to be so bold and unfiltered and raw, right? I have a friend who I went to healing school with, and in every class she would get so irritated by the other people going on and on about their lives. And when we got to the root of it, it was her own inner child wanting to tell about her life. And when everybody else was just talking and talking, she would be like, shut up already. It wasn't because of what they were saying, it's because she wanted to speak. And this is how we can begin to notice our own feelings, right? This healing work is never about other people, but we do have to be willing to listen and notice what moves and shifts within us and really be present with us, right? So maybe you get triggered when people talk about sex. Tune into that. Candace will teach you a little bit more about the labels for that in a second, but like tune into it. Listen. What is your body telling you? When Candace talks about sex, my third chakra feels prickly. When Tway talks about living her life without communicating, my heart feels tight, right? We listen, and then we listen to our own selves, and we can notice what chakras they're showing up in. We can notice what feelings they're causing within us. And we realize that each relationship and each interaction is a learning moment for us if we're willing to listen and to be present to those really important messages. If something makes you uncomfortable in a conversation or witnessing a conversation or hearing people express themselves, then there's a level of discomfort in you. All it is there's something in you misaligned, right? The truth they're speaking or not speaking triggers you because of something inward within you. And can you hold space for them to express themselves, continue to listen, but also be present with your own feelings? It's kind of a lot, right? And it can be like a roller coaster sometimes. And that's why we wait to the fifth chakra to do this, to be conversational and to listen to each other. Because what you should know by now is how to stay in your body, first chakra, right? How to stay in your feelings and honor them, second chakra. Third chakra, how to create boundaries, have your own inner authority. Fourth chakra, how to be open to love and communication and relationships through love, right? And fifth chakra is where it all comes together. This is your authentic self, right? And we have the capacity now to be with other people as we learn more about our higher self versus our ego or lower self. That's what listening to these feelings is really going to teach us, when we can honor them and stay present with them. Does that make sense for everybody? So when you're uncomfortable in a conversation, you're going to tune into your feelings, and Candace is going to tell us more about that.
Oh, feelings. I totally avoid them. I withdraw from them. I work too hard. I deflect them. I blame others. I disregard them, right? There's so many ways that we don't allow ourselves to feel the emotions, because oftentimes with that fifth chakra, if you remember, it holds that energy down because no one validated that for you. And when no one validates your emotions, you think you're going crazy and there must be something wrong with you. So to feel your emotions, you're wrong, right? So we're going to do all these defense mechanisms to not feel them, to avoid them. And so we'll push them out and we'll point it on the other person, or we'll secretly punish ourselves in the middle of the night. Why did I freaking say that? Right? So we want to take a look at this because it makes us really uncomfortable, right? I actually had a new client that came to me, to my office the other day. Her head was tilted to the side, her shoulder was up like this, she was hunched back over, and she was walking with kind of a limp. And I was like, oh, hell no, she's holding it all in. It's just all trapped in there. And so I got her into her body, and she's like, well, this aches and this aches and this aches. And basically that's all the feelings that have been not paid attention to. And when we tapped into that feeling, like her lower back, she's like, oh, it's despair. Oh, it's sorrow. Oh, it's grief. And I'm like, okay, when did that happen for you? And then she realized it was like a big overlay of unsupportiveness, right? Because she did something huge for her family and it went totally unnoticed. And it was like literally giving of herself in a medical way. And they were like, thank you. And that was it. And she's just like, what? You know? So now she was been carrying this pain in her back with like total unsupportiveness, but in that was those drowning feelings of despair and sorrow and grief. You know, can you imagine doing something so ginormous as giving of yourself medically and not getting any support back or validation? I mean, that was like a huge experience of this energy we're talking about today. So it's interesting because we've got to name our feelings, right? If we continue to avoid, deflect, blame, you know, we're just really causing ourselves more misery. And it's time, right? We got to be more truthful with ourselves, especially because we're in this wonderful throat chakra. And when you're more honest, like I tell you, like the emotions in your body like start to go away and then the body starts to heal and then you're like feeling more free, right? But when I massage people with this Bridget wound, like they're like really fit people, itty bitty, but they're like hard as a rock. And they're like, I'm like a deep tissue girl and I'm pressing down and they're like, I don't feel anything. I'm like, you're so disembodied. You know, your mind is here and your body's here. And so that's where we're going to go today. Okay. We're going to be going into a conversation of admitting some of these feelings that are inside of you, kind of like what, you know, Michelle and Charmaine just did. But we got to also recognize where it is hiding in our body, like tuning into that feeling like, oh, whoa, I'm holding that all in here. So we got to tune in for a moment and see where that is. And then we got to find out what is the sensation is it's causing, right? And when we can begin to understand that, we have mind, body, emotional connection. And then that brings that spiritual connection. We need to be holistic beings here, but we often have all this separate energy because it doesn't connect. Okay. So we're going to go into a wonderful conversation. And yes, everyone is sharing. Either via chat or out loud, but we prefer out loud because we need to exercise this instrument, right? These wonderful windpipes and voice of ours to just share some of these feelings that are coming out of you, okay? And it's okay. Like you know, you are beautiful, amazing beings in every way, and we do not think of you as being wrong. We don't think of you as being childish or a baby. We don't think of you as anything but who you authentically are. And the more that you can free those emotions and feelings inside of you, like literally, you will feel like a whole new person. Okay, so how we're going to do this is whoever would like to share first, it's just admit some feelings that you have inside of you right now. It doesn't have to be like anything grandiose. It's just with where you are right now. Okay. And just be open and honest. And then from there, find out where it is in your body so we can connect to it. And then what does that sensation feel like? Okay. So I'll do a start so you guys have an idea. Okay. So I have a lot of fear. And where it is located is in my belly. And every time I have to go live or even start this class, I literally have to go poo. I have like this sensations inside of me that's like so unnerving. And I'm like shaking in my body and it's hard to breathe. And then all of a sudden I'm here and I'm like, ah. But all that sensation happens right before my lives and right before I get in these classes. And that's what I feel. Oh, and I prefer if you can say I feel, by the way. That way we can acknowledge that. So I feel fear. It's in my belly and it tickles me, causes me nervousness, and makes me want to poo. That's my share. Now you know. Okay. All righty, let's see. Adam.
Okay. I'm still laughing over that. I think it's anger in my belly, and I still go back to the separation in the country. And it's, I noticed it on Facebook. It's like these people who can't stop talking about politics, who it's Republican, Democrat, black, white, this, that. It's like there should be zero separation. Like people still are not getting it. It's like, it doesn't matter Biden, doesn't matter whoever. It's like oneness has to be the key. And for me, I'm so angry I just want to slap people, like stop watching CNN, stop watching Fox News, turn the whole damn TV off, go out in nature, exercise, eat healthy. I don't get it. And I've dealt with two clients or two family friends lately too, who have gut issues, and they're going to like big doctors over gut issues. And I'm like, well, what are you ingesting? And oh, fast food and monster drinks and this. And I'm like, you can't even freaking change your freaking diet, but you're going to a medical doctor, and then that goes into the whole vaccine thing and COVID. And if it goes and it goes and it spirals, and I just have to keep coming back to my internal and not let external affect me. Like I can see it over there, and I guess we can choose to partake in it or not. But I want to slap people, yeah. Okay.
And Adam, what are the sensations in your body? Oh, you're muted. You just muted yourself.
I would say like adrenaline right now. My stomach is a little like butterflies. I feel like I was sleepy before. Now I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, right, let's go to battle or something,
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Let me see. Sorry. Michelle.
So all of this is really new and raw at the moment. So I'm honestly struggling with exactly how I feel about it. But even right now, it's like my throat is closing up. I was margoing Nikayla the other day, and I had to stop because like I couldn't even, I felt like I was being choked. It just hurts. So I guess pain, but I don't feel like pain is a feeling. Anger, frustration. Like I'm just, why the fuck are we where we are right now? I had a lot of feelings today of why did I start this shit? I was fine the way I was. I could handle everything. I didn't fall apart. I wasn't a mess. And I know why. So don't get me wrong. Anyway, whatever the feelings are, I literally feel like someone's choking me. My throat just closes up and all that exercises I've been doing.
Thank you, Michelle, for sharing. Thank you for pointing it out and where it is. We're sending you, all of you, healings right now, by the way, because this is, I can see it in everyone's faces. You're all being triggered. And remember, this is a safe space. We're managing it. So be mindful of that, okay? And Courtney, you're next.
Let's see. I'm feeling anxious, nervous, and pissed off at myself because I've been fine with my worth. I've been fine with the way I've been looking at myself. And yeah, I've gone a few steps back, but like it's basically been there as far as like my worth is concerned. And then all of a sudden, the thoughts just come back. It's like in my, I mean, even talking now, like trying to get the words out, I can't articulate them. It's in my throat. And I feel like shit. Like, why does Justin like me? Why does my daughter, you know, at one house act one way and act another way at my house? Like, am I good enough mother? Like, I start second guessing myself. Am I doing too much? And it's just like, I get all up in my shit sometimes, and I lay in bed and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I mean, I'm even trying not to cry right now, and I can't even look at the camera because it's in my throat, it's in my stomach, it's in my back, it's in my heart. I don't even know anymore. Like, I'm really trying to like keep it all in, and I just can't sometimes.
Thank you, Courtney, for sharing. What is the sensation that you feel in your body in those areas when you talk about it?
I get very hot and I can't get comfortable. And I get just anxious, like my hands start shaking, and I can't sit still at all. And just, I want to cry, but I can't. Like, I'm almost vibrating.
Excellent description, Courtney. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I'll go next.
Thanks, Keisha.
I feel exhausted, like exhausted, just tired, legit. And I thought I was just tired, like, and just because I was just sleepy today. But I think it's just like that's like real, like that's like really, like I'm exhausted. And so like my shoulders are like so tight, like, oh my God, like everything is just sitting right here. Like, it's just like, you know, just like weight is just like, oh my God. And I'm just like, can someone just come and take the weight off? Oh my God. Like, yeah. Like, that's legit how I feel. And it's like, yeah. Yeah. So that's it.
Do you feel any other sensations in your body except for besides the heaviness?
No, I just feel it's just tight. It's just, I mean, like it's physically tight. So I mean, I can only imagine, like, you know, just all of this is all is just like, oh, like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. So
Excellent. Great descriptions. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'll go next.
Thanks, Astra.
It's not what I was going to talk about, but I'm getting very emotional, which I'm trying. I don't know why. I think everyone's shares are just, I'm not sure, triggering some weird, sad emotion. I'm not sure. But what I wanted to talk about was that when I go to speak, and this happens a lot, and I've been waiting so much for fifth chakra, but I get this when I know I have something to say and I want to say it, I freeze, my body like tightens, like I literally can't move. And I guess I feel it mostly in my chest, like I'm 1,000 pounds and I can't move and it's tight and words just like do not come out. So I can just sit there in like numbness and like I'm frozen. And yeah, my body can't move. I can't open my mouth. And I sit there almost like watching myself like, wow, Astra, like say something, move. But I can't. So I get like that a lot.
Thank you for sharing, Astra. There's a lot in your heart area it's like wanting to bubble up, but there is a block there. Thank you for sharing. Who's next?
I can go.
Thank you.
So I feel the same as Astra does, and I have that same issue too, and probably the same reason why I got mad last night, because whenever I go to talk to a boss or go, same thing when I try to do Facebook Lives, and a lot of the reason why I can't get my business up and running is because I go to do that, I'll second guess myself or whatever, and I just stop. And everything is like, but I ran meetings at my daughter's school, and I can get up in front of church and read a script. I can get out and dance. But as soon as it comes to something that's important or this, so you put your stupid timer up, I can't. Or if I have to tell somebody a feeling or write a card, anything like that, can't do it. I can keep it in my head, but I can't say the words to somebody.
Are you complete, Love?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. And what would be the sensations in your body that you feel?
The same, where I just can't speak. It's like stuck here and here. I can't.
Would you say like frozen or blocked?
The words don't come. I'm choking. It's all stuck here. It's just like there's a disconnect.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Actually, that's a good description because it is, you have this wonderful power coming through and it's stuck. There's nowhere it can release, and it keeps building near your belly center. Thanks, hun, for sharing. All righty, who's next?
I'll go. Definitely feeling triggered right now. I feel like my heart's pumping out of my chest right now, and my throat's closing, and there's like I feel like there's like a bottomless pit in my stomach, just because it's hard for me to speak up and like just express myself. I'm feeling just kind of angry and fear because I'm angry because I feel like I've been like this all my life and I'm fucking over it. Yeah, I just want to be able to speak my truth. Also, feeling just fear, just like this is something that I'm just familiar with, and I never am able to like speak or like say what I want to say. So yeah, this is kind of hard. Yeah, my hands are tingling right now and just kind of shaking.
Anna, what is the feeling?
Just anxious, fear, like I'm scared. Like, yeah, like my words aren't worthy. Like, I don't know. I think that's like what I just have always felt with myself.
Thank you. So you feel fearful, anxious, unworthy.
Yeah, unworthy. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, hun. We have 3 left, Bria, Tway, and Debbie, if you're available.
So I can go. So I have a sensation that's like what Keisha described. It's in my upper body, particularly my shoulders, my trapezoid, super, super tense and tight. And if I sit back and be still and quiet, I figure out what it's attached to. And I figured out this before and I forget it and I remember it. But what I attribute that feeling to is that I'm trying to carry myself physically and emotionally with my upper body. And my upper body is not like connected to my lower body. And as Adam knows, anybody, that you don't have true strength if you're not connecting your upper body to your lower body. And the deeper indication to me is it's that my head and my heart, or my gut, my upper chakras and my lower, to use the terms that we are familiar with, are disconnected. And I know that about myself, just to say it again, either physically or spiritually. And yeah, so it's really, really hard to carry yourself around with your shoulders. That's not how we're built. It's a lot of work. But I do want to say one thing, that when I go into a meditation connected with yoga and you chant in the beginning and in the end, I feel like I establish that connection. And the trick is to be able to have it with you all the time. So I'm working on it.
Beautiful, great description of your feelings and where it's in your body, and understanding it and processing it. And I'm just going to say to all of you, if you can begin to see it from that point of view, that would be amazing, because we are all doing that right now. And seeing from the higher perspective of where you are not connected to yourself and why, right? And what can you do to begin to resolve it? So thank you, Debbie, for providing that example. Bria is in the chat.
Those tampies? No, they're so good.
She says she's not in a place where she can share, but I feel that I'm ready to finally take my life back and stop shoving my feelings down my throat when I have something I really want to say. I just want to get into a place where I don't shut my own self up and say what I want and be over the situation. My lower back hurts mainly. That's where I feel like I keep a lot of pain in my back, tingling sensation in my legs and arms. And Bria, if you can type in the feeling, and I love this because most people do this. I feel that, and then they describe a story, but that's not a feeling, right? So we want to, that's why it's important to go, I feel afraid, I feel anxious, I feel angry. That way it acknowledges that. And that's the first thing I was telling you guys, like when you can acknowledge it, like your body's like, whoa, I feel scared. Thank you. Awesome. And I think everybody went, or nope, Tway. You gotta go, girl.
I'm currently feeling really anxious right now, and triggers. Both of my hands and feet are cold, and I'm having a headache.
Awesome description, hun. You guys are getting it. I'm so proud of you. And before I pass it on to Nikayla, I want to wrap this up, because what's happening is, you know, a lot of us don't share our feelings. And with each of you here and listening to these feelings, it's very uncomfortable, right? You're getting triggered because these are parts of you that people are saying about themselves that you're not allowing yourself to feel and express. And that's the beautiful thing about being in a group setting like this, is we can learn from each other and we can see from everyone's expressions here. It's like, oh, that triggered me, that triggered me. But that's also because it's inside of you. So it's like an acknowledgement, right? Like Nikayla was just saying earlier, it's like, I feel that too, but I'm afraid of that. So I'm going to blame, deflect, I'm going to shame or, withdraw or escape from those feelings. But the true essence of feeling our feelings, which is really cool. And our guest speaker that's going to be talking, I believe, next week about this. He may or may not say it, but I'm going to say it now, is when you can hold space for your own feelings and really be honest with them and understand where they are in your body and what it's causing you, like you become in a relationship with it. And then what happens is when people are sharing that too, then you're actually able to hold space for them because you've acknowledged it within yourself. And then that person isn't triggering you. You just have this big heart for them. You have this huge compassion that you're just loving on them for their experience because you understand it as well, right? But if you're hearing someone talk and they're being super uber angry and you're getting frightened, you haven't let your own anger out. Right. So these people that are coming into our lives are wonderful mirrors in huge ways. And if we can begin to like see it as a healing karmic relationship, even with the mailman on the street, like you are literally clearing karma with every person you meet. Because then that right there brings you right back to love. And that's the important piece that we're learning right now is how do we come back to love after we experience these feelings? Like we are love, you are love. And if you can acknowledge them and just let them flow through you, express it out, then you can return back to love. But oftentimes we hold it. And so we separate ourselves from love and from who we are and from everyone else around us. So you guys did so amazing. And we've got more.
Awesome. Thank you, Candace. I'm going to walk you guys through an inward check-in that's going to help you learn how to process your emotions. So we use this with all the tools we've already had. So I'm going to teach you to it. I'm going to teach it to you. I'm going to tell you an experience I had with this process, and then we're going to do it all together. So we use the chakra system. So I'm going to have you tune into each of your chakras. So I'd love if you had a pen and a paper or some kind of writing utensil. And I want you to write down the following 7 sentences. What my first chakra is feeling, what my second chakra is feeling, on and on till the 7th chakra. And just look up at me when you're done so I know that you're done. Thank you, Astra. Thanks, Keisha. Thanks, Michelle and Adam. I'm gonna wait about 30 more seconds, let you finish up. Thanks, Courtney. So in a minute, I'm gonna guide you through a check-in with each of these chakras, and I'm gonna tell you now an example of how you can use this. So our chakras, now that you're up into the 5th, you know kind of what each of the lower chakras represent. You should know really well, okay? So by tuning in, number 1, different chakras might have different experiences. So maybe one situation triggers some chakras and not the other. Okay, so this is a great check-in to use. An example, I'll give you one that happened to me yesterday. And yesterday it was more automatic because I've done this so many times, but I'm going to just kind of talk you through it step by step. I got triggered by a random person. The energy of him triggered me, the way he talked, the way he sounded. I immediately felt it in my body. So the check-in was, my first chakra is feeling fear. My second chakra is feeling trauma. My third chakra was feeling trapped. And the rest of the chakras were okay for me. Knowing that, I knew there was something fearful within me, some sort of trauma response, and something taking away my authority, right? So then I dissected it, right? For me, I automatically knew, because you'll know your stories too. I knew it came from a sexual trauma when I was 4 years old. And this person's energy was like, hey, remember, you're not quite done with this. And I knew, I was like, okay, my first, second, and third are still holding on to this in some way, shape, or form. So by tuning in and listening to the feelings and the sensations in my body, I was able to process through it and release that attachment. And that's how fast I want you guys to get eventually. But for now, this is going to be a really slow honoring process. So I want you to bring to your mind a situation or a feeling, maybe what you're feeling now, because I know a lot of you are really in it. And you're going to kind of go at your own pace if you want to, but I'm going to give about 30 seconds after each question. I want you to tune in to your first chakra. Regarding this situation you brought to mind, what is your first chakra feeling? You can write down the feelings, sensations. You can draw something that describes it, but I'll give you about 30 seconds. Write down what your first chakra is feeling. And it's okay if it's all good, right? That doesn't necessarily need to be negative. Some chakras will, some won't. Let's move up to our second chakra, right above our pelvis, below our belly button. What my second chakra is feeling. Write it down. Moving up to our third chakra, what my third chakra is feeling is. Should be tuning inward. This shouldn't be mental. You should be feeling it. If you're thinking about it, you're doing it wrong. Moving up to the fourth chakra, what my fourth chakra is feeling is. Notice the front and the back. Moving up to the fifth chakra, what my fifth chakra is feeling is. Really listening, tuning inward. Beautiful. We're actually going to stop at the fifth. Mostly because of where we're at as far as our understanding of the chakras. I don't want you to try to push something that we haven't quite opened yet. So we're going to stay here at fifth. And I want everybody to speak out loud. Remember, we're in the fifth chakra now. We're engaging, we're speaking, and just read through your list for the class. My first chakra is feeling. My second chakra is feeling. No need to go into the story. Adam.
My first chakra is feeling not grounded, swollen. My second chakra is feeling blah and icky. My third is feeling good but tested. My fourth is feeling open but also understanding the situation. And my throat feels really, really good.
Good. Now, once you're done sharing, you're going to do the second part of this, which is RAIN, which you've already learned. Adam just did the first step of RAIN, recognize. The second step of RAIN is allow. So he's going to sit now that he's felt and he's allowing his feelings. The third step is investigate. He's going to investigate further. Why am I feeling ungrounded? Why does my second chakra feel blah? What's really under there? Remember my story. The guy triggered my first, second, and third. I investigated after I allowed, and I was like, oh, sexual trauma, right? You have to investigate and then nurture. We allow while nurturing ourselves back to health. Okay. Astra.
My first chakra is feeling uncomfortable, light, and not grounded. My second chakra is feeling empty and confused. Third chakra is feeling swirly and sick. Fourth chakra is feeling shattered. And the back's sort of like stuck. And then the fifth chakra is stiff.
Perfect. Excellent. So now you're going to start your RAIN process, okay? Good. Michelle.
My first chakra is feeling longing, like disconnected. My second chakra is feeling sad. My third chakra is feeling angry. My fourth chakra is feeling torn, broken. My fifth chakra is feeling trapped, confined.
Beautiful. So now we're going to go into RAIN. You recognize, now you're going to allow, investigate, and nurture. Okay, Michelle? Feel free to, you three that have already shared, feel free to take notes and reflect on your journey. Tway.
My first chakra is feeling ungrounded. Second chakra, confused. Third chakra, uncomfortable. Fourth chakra, okay. Fifth chakra, tight.
Beautiful. Now begin your RAIN process, okay? Good work. Charmaine.
So mine was first was uncomfortable, second was trauma, third was probably I can't more trapped or annoyed. My fourth was I wanted to run or just like get off the call. And my fifth was annoyed.
Good. I like it. So allow, okay, and start to investigate. Good work. Anna.
My fifth chakra is feeling unbalanced. My second chakra is feeling anxious. My third chakra is feeling unworthy. My fourth chakra is feeling afraid. And my fifth chakra is feeling blocked.
Beautiful. Now start your RAIN process, okay? Good work. Keisha.
My first chakra is feeling abandoned. My second chakra is feeling survival. I wrote poor at first. My third chakra is feeling unsafe. My fourth chakra is feeling power. And my fifth chakra is tired.
Beautiful. Now start your RAIN process, okay? Bria, are you in a place where you can share? Courtney, are you in a place where you can share?
Yeah. My first chakra feels frightened. My second chakra, trauma. My third chakra feels lost. My fourth chakra feels broken. And my fifth chakra feels tight.
Beautiful. I want you to go back to your second and try to pick a feeling. Okay. Trauma is the cause of a feeling, but it's not a feeling. Okay. So I want you to really feel something there. And then share with us. Can you tune in right now?
Mm-hmm.
What's the feeling?
Sad.
Good. Now start your rain process. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Work. Debbie.
So first is ungrounded. Second is empty. Third is self-protective. Fourth is one-sided. And fifth is tight.
Wow. Beautiful. Good work. And let's start your rain process. Okay. And Deborah, are you or you cannot share, correct? I'm pretty sure you said you could not share according to Michelle. Okay. So we do this, right? Because what our fifth chakra needs is to learn how to trust ourselves again, right? If you go back to where we learned about the fifth chakra, we were told our feelings didn't matter and we got really confused about what our authentic truth was, what our feelings were. Now we're tapping into this core essence and we get to own our feelings. We get to own our own truth, but we can't do them unless we have the awareness like Candace showed us and we nurture them back to health. So we tune in the chakra system. You don't have to do it this way, but me and Candace, like obviously the chakra system makes everything so easy. You can really look at those different parts of your chakras and what they represent and say, okay, if my first is feeling fear, my tools, ground, right? If my second is feeling empty, my tools, fill. If my third is feeling trapped or angry, find freedom by pulling in, by always having a choice. You guys have the tools now to truly heal yourselves and take yourselves out of these situations while honoring your feelings. So when we can combine everything Candace and I taught you about listening to our feelings, and we tune in through the chakras, and then we use rain to heal, like we can pull ourselves out of any negative or low vibrational situation while still honoring ourselves the whole way through, which is the most important part. So for this next couple weeks, or really for the rest of class, we want you using everything we did today. Does that make sense? Cool.
Okay, I'm going to teach you guys one more technique, okay? Because oftentimes, like you're seeing with the chakra system and all your feelings, they are compiled together, right? They are on top of each other. They're like layers of sediment that are settling, and there's one on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other. So we're going to combine that, and I'm going to teach you guys about the washing machine cycle of emotions. And so if you think about the washing machine, right, and you put your clothes in, it goes through the spin cycle, wash cycle, blah, blah, blah. But you can't stop it in the middle, can you? Otherwise, your clothes aren't clean, or they're going to be soggy, wet, or, smelly, whatever it is, right? So you have to go through it. And it's like that part in rain where you're just allowing. So in the washing machine cycle, we literally allow. But the time under tension, I'll say, is optional. Okay, so I'm going to share with you. Let me see where it is. A diagram I created a while back ago. I just got to find it 1 second. This is my washing machine cycle of emotions. And this is how I get when my husband and I are, sitting together and all of a sudden he says something and I get triggered, right? My first feeling that comes through is irritation. And then from that, I feel frustration. Next, I start feeling resentment. And this is the part where I probably start yelling at him and just start throwing daggers at him. And then because he's like probably yelling back at me, I go into sadness. And in that sadness, I leave the room and I go into my bedroom and I feel all this shame and I start crying heavily and I go into guilt for what I just said and what I caused and my irritation and all that crap. But then it starts to subside and I start feeling a bit of acceptance of the situation. I see what I did. I see where I created it and caused it. So I go into forgiveness for myself because I was literally hangry or, full and didn't give myself time to release. And I lashed out at my husband. So I have this forgiveness for myself, but I also go outside and I start sharing with him that I'm sorry. And most often nowadays we go into love, but there has been times in the past where I'm going outside and I'm like, I'm so sorry for what I did. But then he lashes out at me and I go through the whole damn cycle over again. Okay. And this cycle can be so different for different ideas in your life, right? This is mine with my husband. I began to map it out because I needed to see what the hell I was going through so that then I can like manage myself, right? So the cool thing is that when I was in the washing machine cycle of emotions, maybe 5 years ago, like this stuff would last a week, right? And it was uncomfortable and I was miserable and I was thinking all kinds of thoughts of like, I'm leaving him, all that stuff. But obviously that's not the truth, right? That's where I was in the resentment phase. And then I'd think about all our memories together and I get sad and feel guilty that I was even feeling that way. So it just would go over and over, right? So nowadays, when I get triggered, what's awesome is I literally go through it in 5 minutes, through all of those emotions in 5 minutes. And I feel it in my body and I see the thoughts that go along with it. And I'm like, oh, that's familiar. I see that. Okay, here I go. I'm in it. Here we go. And then I pop out the other end. I'm like, oh God, thank God that's over. And that's the thing though, right? It's going to be so important for you to begin to acknowledge your own cycles because they are there. They are patterns, they are habits that we have created over time. If you have energy with a love interest, it's probably the same one you've created from every relationship that you go into. If you have an issue with your mom or dad, it's probably the same cycle that you go through, right? Or even with friends, right? I know with Nikayla, I've felt triggered and I'd go into anger and then I'd go into betrayal and then I'd go into shame for even thinking that. And I go into super guilt and I get into sadness. And then I'm like, she loves me. And I go into forgiveness, then into acceptance of myself and then into love. And I know these things about me now and I can see it on my face. It's almost as if you can read your body because it's doing it with you, right? It's all of a sudden like, it's really funny. So our body doesn't lie and it mirrors back to us our energies and our emotions, right? It's filled with it. That's why that one woman was contorted. She had that. So we do have only 8 or 9 minutes left. And I just want you to take a moment and pick an issue and see if you can map out the cycle. Most often, it can be 4 to 8 emotions long, but see if you can get it past the triggered stage and back to love. And what does that look like? And I'll give you, let's do just 2 minutes. And then we'll just have a few of you share. And I will put a timer on for the 2 minutes.
Sure, I'll go. Yeah, this happens almost daily with my mom, who is losing a bit of her memory, but I just try so hard to get her healthy. And, it's like some people just don't even care. And it's like, I'm doing all this extra work for nothing. And then she'll ask me a million times about it and I'll snap back. And then she's like, well, gee, you didn't have to say it like that. And then I'm like, well, listen to me. And then I feel bad. And then she'll storm off. And then I come back feeling guilty and realize I shouldn't have, probably snapped. I should have said it differently, or, it's another third chakra boundary. And that I always come back and forgive and love, and we patch it. It literally almost happens every day. But I feel like I'm getting somewhere as far as she's understanding, like, no, you can't just run away from when we fight. You have to stay here and talk about our feelings and love it out, I guess you would say.
Beautiful description, Adam. You'd have it down pat. So write it down now, because now the next part of that is to begin to see as you're doing it and not involve the other person in that, right? Feel it in yourself and allow yourself to go through it without involving others. Michelle.
So this is a completely different topic than everything else I've been talking about today. But this is with Jackson. I think it's so funny, Adam, because this is like an almost daily thing for me too. Jackson, with school, doing the whole homeschooling stuff. I get so frustrated when he doesn't get up and get on his computer on time or get his work turned in. And so it starts with frustration, and then it goes to disappointment. And then it goes to guilt because I got upset with him and let him know I'm disappointed in him. And then I go to shame because then I start beating myself up about what I'm not doing to support him. And so then I ask for forgiveness once I get to that point. And then I'm like, okay, what can I do to support you? And, I show him love and I show him how much I believe in him and stuff. But, you get through those first 4 things and the love just doesn't even have an impact anymore. So he and I think I shared with you guys in the relationship thing, we had this really amazing conversation on the Monday of the relationship challenge. And we actually made agreements with each other on what we would do. So he shared what he needed. I shared what I needed. And it's been really good. I did break down yesterday, but I think it's funny when you said that you get to the support and love before you go through the rest. You don't do them. So I'll start to walk up the stairs this week. And or since that Monday, I'll start to walk up the stairs. I'm like, nope. This is not what I'm supposed to do. This is not what I agreed to. And I'll turn around and walk away. So it's like, I feel like what you just said, Candace, I got to the love and the support before I even encountered him with the rest. So anyway.
Yay. Thank you for sharing, Michelle. Awesome reflection. And again, the whole thing is to begin to notice that you're already doing it instead of involving him.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Thank you. We do have enough time for 2 shares before we have to end class. So I wasn't sure if Charmaine, if you raised your hand, if you wanted to share. Awesome.
I did. So my daughter and I aren't talking. However, I did reach out to her because we're moving my grandmother. And I said, hey, did you want to talk? And she said, no, I don't want to talk right now. And I said, she said she's not ready. I said, okay, just want to let you know, your papa and uncle will be here tomorrow or next week. And when I'm going back to Eastern Oregon, and understand you're not comfortable. And she said, or I understand you're not comfortable right now. It would be nice. And I said, thank you. And she said, okay. And I left it at that. Instead of freaking out, I just completely left it at that. And so I was able to just even though my trigger would be to go off on her. It was just like, but I went through it so fast without going through the trigger and like going off on her and like, you're my daughter. I just that quickly.
Awesome.
Something's working.
Yeah, that's so powerful because you see it, you feel it, you know the thoughts, but it's like, oh, I don't have to go there, but I got to go through it. And that's a beautiful thing. And it gets so quick. Boom, boom.
Yeah, I went through it, but I didn't go through it with her. Like,
beautiful.
Just said, okay, I understand it.
Yay. Congratulations. All righty, one more share. Anyone want to express their emotional cycle or washing machine cycle of emotions? Anybody? Anybody?
I have to think about mine. I was thinking about me and my son, Josh, and like, I feel like I go from like anger, like then I go to frustration, I go to disappointed, then I fly off the handle, then I'm sorry, then then I'm going sorry, then I'm like regretful, then it's like, yeah, then I'm apologizing, and then I'm embarrassed, or shameful about like how I flew off at him and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I don't know how I get back to love, but I just some kind of way, I guess I get back there. So yeah.
Awesome. Thanks. Thank you so much for sharing. And it would probably be really awesome for you to find how you get back to love, because you'll have this cycle again. I guarantee it. This is part of who we are. And that's what we're attempting to break now, right? As we look at our emotions and feelings and where it exists in our body and how it affects our energy, and then how we deliver it out to other people, we'll begin to see like, whoa, okay. Some people, to get back to love, they numb out, right? Avoidance. And then that's where the stuffing occurs, right? And that's why our bodies get so compacted with stuff. So it's like, notice where we do this with everything in our lives. It's so powerful. And then you can get through it a lot quicker if you allow yourself to just admit it, right? I don't do that. Oh, yes, you do. But you guys did so well, and this was definitely a heavy class, but I'm taking all your shit and I'm wrapping it up with a golden tie and bow, and we're gonna bring it out to God, source, creator, and the universe to release on all levels and layers, transmute, transcend, never to return again unless we need the lesson. Amen.
Notice that unless we need the lesson part, okay? I love it. You guys honestly did truly, truly amazing. We're going to walk you through these steps in your homework so you can continue to practice. So enjoy, let yourself feel, honor your feelings, and we'll see you next week, Friday.
And next week, the 19th, we do have a special guest.
Woo woo. Don't miss it. Love you guys.
Thank you guys. That was great.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.